so I just came across this. Have y'all seen these Nike shoes that massage your feet? Now, there's no official name for them yet, but they look kind of cool. They certainly are in the future. Now, the boot contains dual air bladders that inflate and deflate to massage the foot and ankle. Now, this mainly will probably be targeted for athletes, but I'm interested to see what the price point on these will be.
Spectacular. Give me 14 of them right now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what's in here?
I don't care. Don't tell me.
Like, come on, these are crazy, right? Let me know what y'all think. If someone pull up in these, you already know what it is.
Raindrops!
Hey, y'all copping those, man? They look pretty neat. I bet you when they come out, they probably gonna be like $5,000 for a pair of those. But to massage your feet, the way my feet be hurting, I'll take 2. If that's not creepy, just orange plume in the air like that.
I'm at the Denver airport with a new art installation in the center of the airport. We start off here with the world. The South Pole, there is a gate, and then around the world is sand. At the North Pole, there's this pole that leads up to this arrow. The arrow points down to what it looks like perhaps a firmament, to a train station. I should also mention the world is depicted as flat over there. From the train station, from the arrow, we come down here, perhaps a way to get in and out of the world as we know it. Again, surrounded by rocks and sand. Maybe this is where the lizard people live. It's weird.
So, of course, my goofy ass was watching TikTok. I'm in the Denver International Airport. Apparently, it's supposed to be the flat Earth, as they say. Now, the North Pole is supposed to be the quote-unquote gates to the outside parts of whatever, the outer gates, past the Arctic wall. So they got this little arch, which is obviously supposed to be the dome with train tracks over here. That's supposed to represent you getting transported from our world all the way to whatever else is on the other side. It's quite interesting.
I wonder what's on that other side. I was just at Denver airport like last week, and I was strolling through there and I stumbled upon that. It was kind of interesting. And that map that they showed, it don't really look like flat earth really. I don't know, but the way they had it with the arrow going over to the train tracks, that was pretty weird. Only thing I can really focus on is what was that symbolizing over there. Leave your thoughts in the comments.
So did y'all know that scientists have discovered a missing continent over 375 years of it going missing? This is what the new 8th continent looked like right by Australia. Yeah, I know how we got like Asia, North America, South America, Antarctica, and all these other continents, right? Well, they have a missing continent that has been off the maps for years, and they used to call it the Great Southern Continent. Yeah, it has been theorized around the Roman times, particularly around the 1600s. And I'm guessing the reason is because the last time they tried to make an encounter with the local Maori tribe, they wasn't too impressed with seeing European sailors. In fact, their presence, it frustrated them, which caused them to crash out, clapping 4 of the people that was on the ship. And after that, they never returned again. It's almost 400 years later where they discovered it again. But this just goes to show you, though, we really don't know the world that we live in. We got new continents that's popping up. We got new oceans that's steady popping up.
How is it new if we already knew it was there? It sounds to me like we just didn't talk about it, and now we found a reason to bring it back up.
New creatures that's inside of the oceans that's popping up. But then again, a wise man knows that he knows.
Israeli engineers have created a device for observing people through walls. It was developed and presented by Camero Tech Company. The Xaver 1000 system, using patented sensors and machine learning algorithms, is able to track objects and people through walls in real time. The device sees the presence, number and remoteness of people behind the wall, whether they are armed, in what position their body is and where they are looking. A few seconds are enough for the device to form an image with the exact placement of objects and people behind the wall and then track their movements. Camero Tech said that the device could become the main system of operations of the armed forces, law enforcement agencies and search and rescue groups. Where do you think it will be used?
I should have been a physicist because the way quantum mechanics has me in a chokehold is unbelievable.
No, because she's not wrong. Part of this was actually proven in 2022. Definitely go watch that creator's whole video, but let's dive even deeper. If you think back to 2022, the Nobel Prize that was awarded to those 3 individuals was all over social media. Because one of the biggest things that was proven was the fact that the universe is not locally real, which means that physical objects do not exist independent of measurement, which was discovered through proving quantum entanglement. Let's break this down. In our old way of thinking, we know that the coin is either heads or tails before we look at it, but that is not the case. It's actually neither heads nor tails until we measure it, because of something called superposition, which in this metaphor basically means that that coin is existing in both heads and tails states at the same time. And it's our measurement that influences that result. So what does this actually mean for you? At the most fundamental level in our reality, particles exist in infinite possible states of being, infinite potentials. And it's our measurement, including our bias, our perceptions, our beliefs, our assumptions about the world around us, that influences those particles to choose a state of being, which makes up your material world. Meaning you literally have access to infinite possible realities at one time, meaning what you want to manifest actually exists right now. You just have to pull that into your experience.
Hey, that's deep right there, man. Like, me understanding quantum mechanics and trying to understand it, it just makes you believe that anything is possible because all things exist at one time. You just got to pull it into your reality.
Where we're at.
Go back over there. Where you going,
For
man?
viewing. And that streak wasn't over there before. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, it is moving a little weird.
What is it?
Who knows? It could just be smoke from something.
This is an extremely tiny computer consisting of 8 electrodes. What if I told you it wasn't connected to a silicon board, but rather to brain cells? This is what researchers with Swiss biotech startup FinalSpark say is their new biocomputer, one that mimics the neural network of the brain and could be the future of computing. The biocomputer doesn't simply use brains as a template. Rather, FinalSpark has lab-grown human brain cells to implement into the device. Each of these 16 organoids, as they call them, are connected to the electrodes in a fluid system, which feeds the cells. It's a wild concept. However, the biocomputer uses significantly less energy as it mimics the efficiency of the brain, with the researchers saying it consumes 1 million times less power than traditional digital processors. For reference, FinalSpark says that to train an AI model like ChatGPT, it required some 10 gigawatt hours, the equivalent of 6,000 times the energy usage of a single EU citizen for a year. Scientific reports that the human brain only uses the equivalent of 0.3 kilowatt hours per day, a fraction of that. FinalSpark says that its biocomputer can currently be kept alive and computing for 100 days, with scientists already using its organoid brain for research purposes.
Does a falling tree make a noise? Only if you hear it. That sounds weird. What are you talking about? Because of this reason. When a falling tree falls, it doesn't make a noise. What it does is disturb the air, it disturbs the waveform field, which sends out vibrations. Vibrations are picked up by the ears, communicated electrically to the brain, which decodes them into the sound of a tree falling. A tree falling only makes a noise when we hear it. I'm talking to you now, and what I'm communicating to you is a waveform field generated by my vocal cords. And words are not passing between you and me. Waveform frequency fields are passing between you and me. They're picked up by your ears, communicated to your brain electrically, and it decodes those waveform fields into the words that you are hearing.
Thing is frequencies and vibrations and waves, man.
We are living a complete and utter illusion of reality. People say, well, they've got to be physical because you can't walk through the wall. Well, if you are of the right frequency that's different to the wall, yes, you can. I mean, things go through walls. Frequencies go through walls because the frequency that goes through the wall is so different to the frequency of the wall that it can pass through. And when we have a resistance, which we experience in the decoded world of holographic illusion as a physical resistance, that is an electromagnetic resistance at the waveform level of reality. It's all illusion.
Apple Pay just released their new commercial speaking about alien invasion. They are trying to tell us that these aliens come in peace. Should we believe this? I want to remind people that this is the year we will make first contact, and they will keep giving us hints like this. But so many people don't take this kind of stuff serious. They believe it's just a regular commercial. It's a promotion for a new item. It's much deeper than this. But I want people to know something. These aliens are not coming from outer space. They are really walking around with us every day. The invasion already happened. They are putting commercials on TV like this just to get everyone mentally ready so when they do show themselves. The reason why so many people will never wake up to the truth about our reality is because they have satellites that keep us under hypnosis. It's not just satellites over top of this planet. They put satellites under the ground, especially where the churches are. They showed something really strange in this commercial. They had a bunch of people in the supermarkets panicking, buying food, water, toilet paper. But when the aliens came here, they said, "We come in peace." And once the aliens said, "We come in peace," all the people believed them. Really? Our original reality is supposed to be 7.83 hertz. When these aliens came here, they changed our hertz. They changed our frequencies and our vibrations. They lowered it. So we are so low. We are mentally in quarantine that separated us from the entire universe.
Man, one thing I can say that they've been talking about this alien stuff for so long that I can remember when you was crazy when you mentioned anything about UFOs, but the same people that say you was crazy is now like, oh, whatever, man. I don't care, because they done drawn it out for so long. Like, I wonder why I draw it out for so long to this point right now. I don't know.
Our reality works like cable TV. You might have 100 different channels on your cable network, but you can only watch one channel at a time. But while you are watching that one channel, the other 99 channels is still taking place in the background. We are just not tuned in. This is our reality. We are disconnected from every other reality. So when they say they come in peace,
if you don't know what's happening in the UK in the next couple of weeks, you are going to want to watch this video, trust me. This is all the latest in 60 seconds. If you like driving, you are screwed. So there's been a lot of new changes coming into the UK systems for new drivers and existing drivers. Now, first of all, they're of course talking about putting the speed limit up to 100 miles an hour, but that might be no good after this. As now, in the EU, any vehicles sold from this July will be fitted with a limiter, so you will not be able to break the speed limit. I'm saying this is the EU. Of course, we're not in the EU anymore, so we might get lucky, but if we don't, see you later. On top of this, there's been new laws for new drivers. Well, there's now the law coming into place which says when you pass your test, you have to wait between 6 and 12 months until you can take any passengers in your car. Oh my god. But it gets worse again, because if Rishi Sunak gets back in power, you might not even have a licence. Basically, you know he's talking about bringing back national service if he gets into Parliament. He said you're not going to go to jail if you refuse to go, but there'd be punishments including taking your driving licence away or blocking you from accessing your finance. What a guy. Now, of course, we are on track to have the wettest summer ever since 1920, I think. But the next 2 weeks are going to be very hot. They're saying temperatures could reach up to 35 degrees, which is absolute bollocks, isn't it? Make sure you hit that follow button. I will keep you updated.
Apparently, there's this question that's designed to give you a peek into your own subconscious mind. Even though the question seems random, no matter who you ask, they will automatically know their answer to it for some reason. All right, here's the question. What day of the week are you?
What day of the week are you? Leave a comment below. Let me know what day you are.
No matter who you ask, even though the question seems random, they will know what day of the week they are. And apparently people who identify as the same day will also share the same habits and perspectives. All right, so here's what your day of the week says about you, apparently. Monday people are determined, ambitious, and resilient. They have a strong sense of purpose, but they also struggle with knowing when to stop working. Tuesday people are energetic, productive, and driven. They might struggle with fear of failure or fear of missing out. Wednesday people are supposedly balanced, reflective, and adaptable, but apparently they hate being the center of attention. Thursdays, optimistic, forward-thinking, social, positive thinkers who are always thinking about the future. Friday people are joyful, sociable, and relaxed. Fridays are the type of people that actually have fun at their jobs. Saturdays are free-spirited, adventurous, and leisurely. Saturday people light up the room when they walk in it. And lastly, Sunday people are reflective, peaceful, and restorative. People who identify with Sunday might perceive themselves as calm and contemplative. Get in the comments and let me know what you think about this weekday theory. And like I said, send this to someone who knows you really well. Watch, they will know what day of the week you are for some reason.
Imagine a world 10 years from now where artificial intelligence has become an integral part of daily life. Your morning alarm isn't just an alarm. It's a personal assistant that not only wakes you, but also prepares your day according to your schedule, the weather, and even your mood. It might sound like science fiction, but given the rapid pace of AI development, it's a future that's not too far off. Fast forward 20 years. The world is no longer bound by the limitations of physical travel. Virtual reality has evolved to such an extent that it's hard to distinguish between the virtual and the real. People can now teleport to any part of the globe, or even outside of it in an instant. Work, travel, and exploration have taken on a whole new meaning. Zoom out to 40 years from now. Nanotechnology has revolutionized healthcare. Tiny, intelligent robots, or nanobots, circulate in our bloodstream, constantly monitoring our health.
I can see that coming real soon, because I can remember when I first graduated from high school, they was pushing for nanotechnology, but it kind of went under the radar. So I know it's about to come back up pretty soon.
Repairing cellular damage and fighting off diseases before they can even manifest. The average human lifespan has increased, and the quality of life has improved dramatically. Now, imagine our world 80 years into the future. With the advent of advanced quantum computing, our understanding and manipulation of the very fabric of reality have reached unprecedented levels. We've started harnessing energy directly from space-time, and the concept of scarcity is becoming a distant memory. Leap forward 160 years. Humanity is no longer an Earth-bound species. Colonies thrive on Mars, the Moon, and beyond. Interstellar travel is commonplace, and we've made contact with alien civilizations. The universe is no longer a mystery, but a backyard that we're learning to navigate. Finally, gaze into the far future, 320 years from now. The line between human and machine has blurred completely. We've transcended our biological origins, becoming a symbiotic blend of flesh and advanced technology. This is a world where consciousness itself can be digitized, and where death, as we know it, has been rendered obsolete. So we return to the question, if a single microchip can hold twice as much processing power every 2 years, what might our world look like in a century or more? It's a journey through 10 years of AI integration, 20 years of advanced virtual reality, 40 years of nanotech healthcare, 80 years of quantum breakthroughs, 160 years of space colonization, and 320 years of transcendence. This is a speculative timeline, a projection based on our current understanding and the principle of Moore's law. It's a vision of a future where technology and human
And they talk a lot about this specific timeline in a lot of cases, but what if it take a whole completely different route where we can't even imagine?
And civilization evolve hand in hand, shaping and reshaping each other in ways we can barely imagine. But one thing is clear, the future is an exciting place, and we're all...
I went too deep. Have you heard of the prison planet theory? Well, guess who just learned about it? Yeah. I didn't sleep last night. I did not sleep last night, and if you keep watching this, you're probably not going to sleep either. So here I am, minding my own business on Reddit when I found Escaping Prison Planet. And for the next 3 hours, I dove too deep. Here's the gist of it. Essentially, we're all trapped here on Earth. We're all trapped here, and everything we know about, like all the religions that believe in reincarnation, all these different things, yeah, we keep coming back to this Earth because there are astral beings that are harvesting our energy, and they are trapping us here. Sounds crazy, right? Sounds crazy. Well, let's get into the details. Apparently these beings that are controlling us are these reptilian beings that you always hear about. Well, let's dive into it, In Jainism and Hinduism, they have Nagas, half human, half serpent. The Aztec Empire talked about a serpent-like god that they called Quetzalcoatl. And don't tell me if I pronounced it right or wrong. I don't care, okay? Surely 2 instances, right? This is just a coincidence. African shamans talk about the Shitari, and it is a race of reptilian beings. The Hopi Indians in North America have the Sheti, which translates to snake brothers. Chinese, Japanese, and Korean legends all talk about the Kappa. And Gnostic texts, which if you don't know about the Gnostics, Gnosis just means knowledge, and basically what the Gnostics believed was after Christ died, you have to have particular knowledge that would save you. Well, the Gnostics, yeah, they believe in archons, which are parasitic entities that feed off of us. We're doing okay? We doing okay? So the question is why? What are these beings doing? Why are they here? Apparently, they have been involved from the foundations of human history in manipulating us, creating this soul trap, harvesting our energy. And what this theory proposes is essentially that light a tunnel that many people have talked about that have had near-death experiences or death experiences. Yeah, it's just to trick us, to essentially wipe us clean, send our souls back, and start the process again. So every major form of religion talks about how we have a soul. Well, we are a soul. We have a body, right? This body is essentially a rental car. And these beings, what they feed off of, what the energy they feed off of is this low vibrational energy. So whether it's stress, whether it's fear, whether it's contention, pain, grief, jealousy.
I don't know if they really feed off our energy or whatever the case may be, but we definitely got some kind of energy inside us. And I do believe it can be used for something.
Rage, all of it, anxiety, that's what they feed off of. And so they manipulate and they toy with us and they do all these things to create this energy. Now, I don't know if this is true, but that kind of describes the world we live in. Kind of describes it pretty damn well. I mean, look what Tesla says. He says, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. What freaks me out the most is there's so many urban legends talking about these freaking reptilians. That motherfucker right there is not real, right? Like, everything that's going on in freaking Miami, like I think we can all agree that there's multiple dimensions, right? People having experiences on psychedelics where multiple people take the same thing, they all go to another dimension and see the same thing. Like, how do you explain that? How do you explain that? Explain it to me, please. I'm going way too long with this, and I haven't even freaking scratched the surface. But basically, we're just all here. Life is engineered to create this low vibrational energy, and what happens is when we die, when we go through that light tunnel, we're tricked into thinking, hey, you need to go back to Earth, there's more you need to learn, or there's karma you need to resolve, or, there's a higher purpose that you need to do. And we come back, and it's the same thing. Listen, I'm a very spiritual person. Very spiritual. I believe all of us as humans are connected. I believe you look at every major world religion and there's commonalities, and that it's because it stems from this eternal knowledge. But this freaking scared the crap out of me, because what if it's all just engineered to trick us? Anyways, I can dive deeper if you guys are interested, but if you're not, whatever. I'll just be sitting.
This is light work.